What is going on, YouTube? It's been a minute. It's been a long time since I've last talked to you guys. And yeah, let me just kind of give you guys a breakdown as to where I'm at in my life. Last time I talked to you guys, I had just had Atlas. I had just started building my home garage gym. I was adjusting to life as a new dad, and honestly, life as a new dad was really hard, and I think that's why I kind of just floated off the scene when it came to my last set of vlogs. And you know, I've never been super consistent with this stuff, but you know. So we fast forward a few, and I signed up for a half marathon. And now the half marathon that I signed up for was called the Father's Day Fun Run. For 13.1 miles, for somebody that doesn't run, you want it to be something that's kind of fun, especially your first race. You want it to be a little bit more fun. And so I wanted to sign up for this half marathon, and I realized that the course that it was taking me through was to the Las Vegas sign and back like 3 times or 4 times, and that was gonna make up 13.1 miles. No crowd, no nothing, literally just you're running it. We'll send you the medal, we'll send you the t-shirt, all this stuff. And immediately I was like, I don't want to do this. Like, this just doesn't sound exciting for me. And so I chose to not. And I dropped out of that one, and then I started seeing things pop up for the Las Vegas marathon and half marathon. And so I signed up, prepared for it for a few months, and then ran it. I ran my first half marathon at about 250 pounds at 2 hours, 27 minutes, and 27 seconds, which was great for me. Honestly, I went into it and I said my goal is just to finish. And then my second goal became finish in under 3 hours. And then my third goal became finish in under 2 hours and 30 minutes because it was sitting here, you know, kind of talking to me in my ear, telling me my paces and stuff, and I'm already mid-race, and I'm like, dang, I think I could do this. So I ended up finishing in 2 hours and 27 minutes, 27 seconds. I was thrilled with that result. You know, for somebody that comes from powerlifting and somebody that comes from a background of, you know, just lifting heavy and not really moving much, to be able to say I ran a half marathon in under 2 hours and 30 minutes, that was a huge, you know, that's a huge badge of honor that goes, that's a huge badge that goes on my belt, right? And that made me really happy. Now, I'm in a point where on Monday, logged out of my Instagram because I realized that I look at life a little bit differently because of Instagram and social media and all this stuff. And I realized, like, all right, well, a lot of the reason why I did a lot of stuff was because I was looking for approval and praise on Instagram all the time, posting stuff to my stories, just looking for a reaction. And you know, I realized that was super unhealthy, and I wanted to kind of rid myself of that. So we got rid of the gram. And so in getting rid of the gram, we are now sitting here trying to figure out, all right, well, what do I want to focus on fitness-wise within these next few months? You know, what do we want to commit ourselves to? I thought about wanting to do a high rocks, and I realized slowly I didn't actually want to do a high rocks. I thought about doing another powerlifting meet, and I realized, you know, that takes a lot of time, and right now as a new dad, full-time at work, I just don't have a lot of time. I was like, maybe I could do another race. It's cool, great, you know, and we set our parameters. I ran my last one in 2 hours, 27 minutes. This next goal would probably be 2 hours and 15 minutes. And then, so I realized, I'm like, all right, well, the Rock and Roll Marathon is right around the corner. It's in February. This is November right now. I think I could do it. Like, let's do it. And so as I'm signing up for it, you know, I'm like, all right, well, let's just fully commit. They used to have a full marathon option, but now they only have a half marathon option. So I was like, all right, we can do another half marathon, do it in town. Family, friends can come out, see me run on the strip. It's gonna be a blast. And then I start to kind of think about the fact that I want to bring my YouTube back, and how do I make this YouTube thing worth something? What do I do to make this YouTube thing a little bit more, you know, have a little bit more, you know, substance to it? And I'm scrolling through. You can sign up just as yourself and pay $200, or you could sign up for free and pledge a certain amount of money. So I signed up as they call it a St. Jude hero, and for this race I'm pledging to raise $500 for the St. Jude Cancer Research Foundation. St. Jude, if nobody knows, which you should, St. Jude is the foundation in the hospital that takes care of children with cancer, and they do all the research behind it and everything like that, and they make it to where the families don't have to worry about kind of everything that comes along on the backside of that. So I was like, all right, well, this it pulled me immediately. I was like, this is a no-brainer, sign up for this right now. And so I did. And so now I am going to be running as a bronze hero for the Rock and Roll Half Marathon. I will be, again, pledging to raise $500, and I know $500 honestly in today's world is almost nothing. Right now I feel like $100 holds the same value as $20 did 5 years ago. I still feel like, you know, I wanted to do this for something, and honestly everything that I've done in the past, powerlifting competitions, the 5K, the half marathon that I ran, everything that I did in the past was immediately for a post on the gram, accolade, pat me on the back, praise Josh, not praise me, but like, you know, give me all types of glory and credit and all this stuff like that. And it was all for me to like feel, you know, just happy because I was getting pats on the back from my friends and family. And this one's different. You know, this one, obviously, yes, people will be giving me kudos for finishing a half marathon, but this is now obviously for something bigger. This is to raise money for something bigger. This is to kind of, you know, realize that even though all I'm doing is running, I'm trying to bring attention, and I'm trying to help somebody that I probably don't even know. You know, I'm trying to raise money for a foundation that's going to help out somebody that really, really needs it. That alone, like speaking that out, it actually makes me feel really, really good. It makes me feel really, really good. And yeah, so that's that, man. That is where we're at. This is where the hybrid athlete kind of comes into play here. I'm still going to be lifting. You know, I'm still going to be tracking like the weights that I lift and trying to build a more muscular physique per se. Maybe not a more muscular physique, but I still want to be strong. I'm still Tat Strength. I still want to be strong, but I also want to be strong and be able to run this half marathon in under 2 hours and 15 minutes. Shaving 12 minutes off of my half marathon time. I might look at this later, say, screw it, and let's try to break 2 hours. So, and honestly, who knows? Maybe I plan to raise $500 and the money that I end up raising surpasses that. Who knows? But all I know is this decision feels really good. I'm really happy with the route that I chose here. And yeah, let's do it, man. Let's do it. I'm excited. I'm ready. And yeah. So with that, this is Tat Strength, and welcome to my new series, Hybrid and Heavy. So I'm going to try something new with this new series, and that is doing voiceovers, voicing over on my workouts, just kind of letting you guys watch the workout, hearing my explanations, but also just kind of giving general conversation for the workout. What this also does is it allows me to show you guys my workout without necessarily making it a full-on edit, and I can show you the workout in its entirety without having to basically work out with no music. And what I mean by that is when I get copyright strikes because of the music playing in the background, that's not really fun. So what I can do is just film everything full on without worrying about that. What you're seeing here is the start to a lower body day, and one of the biggest things with me is when it comes to doing certain movements, for instance, trap bar deadlift. I haven't done a trap bar deadlift in I don't know how long, and I really have to check my ego at the door, because if I go into the trap bar deadlifts and think, all right, you know what, I've done 500 plus pounds on this, I'm going to load it up because I know that I can do it. That's when I end up getting myself hurt, and I end up never going back to the movement. So what you're seeing right here is me do 335 for 5. I did a basic 5x5 and topped out at about 350 for 5. This is a 65-pound trap bar. Really just focusing on keeping good form, focusing on going through good movement pattern without necessarily just muscling the weight up. Next up, we're moving on to a unilateral movement pattern. If you know me, you know I typically go in this order. I typically go with a heavy bilateral compound movement, and then I go to a unilateral movement and unilateral squat pattern for that. And so with that, it's reverse lunges. Now, I could be doing regular forward lunges. I could be doing walking lunges, and I just realized, you know, for me, for the sake of just kind of finding a flow, I've found that reverse lunges are better for me. If I'm being honest, I'm not good at lunges in general. Split squats, lunges, reverse lunges, all of it, I'm not good at them. I think it's more of a stability issue for me, and that's something I need to work on. But what I've done in the past is I load this thing up with 185, 200 pounds, and I end up falling all over the place, and I get not as much out of it as I want to. And it takes a lot more time because I'm just so much more taxed because I can't seem to figure out how to balance. And that, at the end of the day, isn't really beneficial for me. So what I'm doing is I'm really just starting from ground zero here. I only worked up to 165 pounds. I'm starting from ground zero and just establishing a solid base. I think one of the biggest things with me is when I was posting on Instagram all the time, I was always just posting to get something on the story and make it something that's like, oh my God, Josh did that today. And that kind of never really worked out. And it ended up making me not get the gains that I wanted. Instead, it was just good for one video, and then in reality, it was low-key kind of fake. Another exercise that I don't know the last time that I did it was a kettlebell swing. I did 3 sets of 10 here, 2 sets with 62 pounds, and my last set with 80 pounds. With my last set, you know, I could have went for it all. I could have went for the gold kettlebell and did it. But again, this is one of those things I just got to check myself at the door, start with a good baseline, and grow from there, and, you know, really check my ego. And the final movement that I had on there was some lying hamstring curls, which, for the record, whatever angle you take at recording those, if it's not far enough away, it looks really awkward. So I just didn't record those, and that's the end of the workout. All right, so we are gonna go on our run. Because I'm doing a half marathon, I started up my plan on Runna today. And yeah, so we're gonna go on a 2.7 mile run, 2.75 miles. And yeah, all I got really today is just some water and some music, some vibes. This should take about 30 minutes. And yeah, let's do it. Just finished my run, 2.75 miles. Honestly, I didn't just finish. I had to run inside and use the bathroom because I really desperately needed to pee. Average pace, 15:10. A pretty slow pace, mainly because I got to a point where I was like super duper. It was a hill for like more than half of my run. And so I just wasn't used to that because I literally just got done running a half marathon that was just like a full downhill. So running uphill was just something I had to get used to again. But yeah, so ran that. At least we got it done with. A buddy of mine ended up calling, and he's kind of going through some stuff right now. So I was like running at a conversational pace. So at the end of the day, we got the workout done. It was supposed to be an easy run. It was an easy run. Got a good sweat. Not used to drinking water in like the middle of my runs, like not used to like having something ready to go. Typically I have to stop at a store, take a second to breathe, and then, you know, continue to run with like a store-bought water bottle in my hand. But this came in handy. So I do want to bring you guys inside and show off a little buddy of mine. Not a little buddy, not even a buddy. This is my own son. So let's go see him. Hi, son. Atlas, how old are you? Oh, dad, yeah. How old are you, Atlas? Say 8 months, almost 8 months. Almost 8 months. Yeah. Okay, say bye. Say bye.
Bye-bye. Say bye-bye.
Say bye-bye. Yeah, okay, bye-bye. to anyone that says they can't find beauty in Las Vegas, this is awesome. The sky is one thing, but like even seeing it with like kind of like the back side of the strip, beautiful. This is why I like this gym, because I come out to this view a lot. And so with that, I'm gonna end the video here. I'm beating myself up a little bit because I just realized I filmed my entire workout in 30 frames per second, but whatever. But with that, I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for just some more stuff. I'm sorry that I'm probably the most inconsistent YouTuber you've ever met, but we'll see how long this vlogging journey lasts this time. But hopefully we can keep it going. Hopefully we can keep it rolling. I have a little bit more purpose now. I'm not doing it for the likes and the clicks and then I fade out when I don't get the likes and the clicks. I'm doing it actually right now because I just like doing it. So with that, I will see you guys later. And don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the things. And I will see you guys on the next one.